Well, hello everyone. Hello, welcome to Office Hours. And Nick, I legitimately think that I just felt the earthquake. Like I
Dude,
just I just felt a little bit.
I did. I think I felt one too, right when we were waiting. I
That's
don't
funny.
know.
We were waiting and Nick's down in you're in San Diego
San
area, right?
Fernando Valley.
San Fernando
San Fernando
Valley. And
Valley.
he's like, I
Yeah.
think we just had an earthquake. And I was like, I'll wait because I'm a little ways away from him. And I think I just felt like a little jiggle. Cool. Well, welcome to Adobe Office
Hope everyone's
Hours.
good.
My name is Andrew Hochradel. This is our friend Nick Longo. Hi, Nick.
What's up, dudes?
Um,
Hello, everybody.
Nick, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about the show and what we do here?
Yeah, we are here to help you guys improve your portfolio, get it like employment ready or new customer, new client ready, whatever you're doing. Our job here is to kind of give you guys a ton of tips to build it like successfully and confidently and then pitch it 100%.
Yep. Hello, people in the chat.
That's
Cody's
our goal.
here. Lisa, Katrina, Andres, Michelle, our friend Paco. Hi, Paco. Francisco. And Damien. If you're in chat, go ahead and say hello. Put it in there. Let us know where you are. And we would love to say hi. And hopefully, if you want to be featured on Adobe Office Hours, go ahead and tag. I did a hashtag, but it was underneath the camera. Use the hashtag Adobe Office Hours on Twitter, Behance, Instagram, wherever you want. Tag us. May review your portfolios. Ooh. So there's a bunch of announcements that I have. Andrew, you need a larger microphone. I do. Here. What if we do this? What if we just have two? There we go. Welcome to Adobe Office Hours. Where Oh gosh. So I have a couple announcements to make for everyone, and the first is something that will benefit you greatly, and it is this. Let me cut over here. The Adobe Creative Residency. If you don't know about the program, it's a great program for you to get involved with and apply to. This year, they took 2 candidates, and then they have created the Adobe Creative Residency Community Fund. And this community fund is something that you can apply to be a part of. And with that, you can either apply to have a project funded, submit an application, and you can get anywhere from $500 to $5,000, or you can apply for a commission project with Adobe, and again, receive that $500 to $5,000. It's something that Adobe is doing to give back into the creative community because, especially this year, they want to promote creative for all. So something else that you can do is use Adobe Portfolio, which we'll get into a little bit later today. And Adobe Portfolio is free for 60 days. So you can check that out.
Amazing.
It's an amazing resource. We'll show you today how you can go from Behance profile to Adobe Portfolio in a matter of minutes and make an absolutely amazing website super easily. Also, if you want to be a part of our community, you can join our Slack by going to, Nick, if you want to point with me, up here to our bit.ly link. Go ahead and join that. The Slack is a great place for you guys to connect. Whether you're learning or growing or somewhere that you just want to get feedback on your portfolio, join the Slack. It's a great place. And looking forward for what's about to come is next week on Monday, and every day from Monday to Friday for the next 2 weeks, I will be your guide on our Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges. This time, we are doing a mission to space, and so we'll be learning about the basics of Illustrator by going to space. I've got a bunch of planets and a spacesuit behind this green screen, so it's going to be a fun time. Come hang out and join.
Do you have the astronaut helmet?
I do. I went on a shopping spree on Amazon, and it is there.
I think I saw a picture. It was very similar to the one we've done at Adobe Live.
Yes, I think it is the same one in Adobe Live.
I think it was.
And hello, Keith. Welcome. Keith just got rid of his website. Did you say that I can make one with Adobe? Yes, you can using Adobe Portfolio. I'll show you how to do that once we get into it in Behance. Something else that we want on this stream is we want to know what you want from it. If you have suggestions, drop them in chat right now. Our friends Lisa and Cody are in there, and they will be taking note of those and passing them along to us so that we can make this show everything you've wanted and more. So let us know what you want in there and what you want to see.
Yeah, specifically things that we are not catching just yet. We've got a few things planned for today and next week that we are in kind of preparation zone, but anything else we can kind of add specifically that we're missing, please let us know.
Absolutely.
100%.
And if you do not, I don't know if we talk about this very often on the stream. Nick, where can people find you, like on the internet? If people
Yeah,
want to follow along with us
on those internets. Longo Designs is the website, and Longo Designs on Instagram are probably, with Linktree and a few other things. I could put every single thing in there, from Behance to the link to this show. So that's probably the best place to go for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
And for me, you can find me anywhere on the internet at hoch.co, HOCHDOTCO. No punctuation, the actual word dot, D-O-T. Somebody got it, and we had to get creative. So you can find me at those. And today, Nick, do you want to transition and talk a little bit about what we're going over today?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One more announcement. I'm so sorry I did this. I had this bit planned, and I it's my favorite thing today, and I forgot about it. So if you are on YouTube, in the great words of an 80s ballad, turn around, bright eyes. Because I need you here right now. I need you more than ever. And if you're on YouTube, I need you to go over to Behance. Come join us on Behance. That's where the chat is. That's where the party is. Turn around. I need you here right now. I need you more than ever. Come join us on Behance and join the chat and say hello.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to you.
Yep, and if you're having audio delay, go ahead and send a refresh, and it should catch up with the audio delay. If there are continued issues, let me know, and we'll work on figuring it out. All right, Nick.
Excellent.
Take it away, sir.
Today, we were trying to think what would be the perfect thing to put together for today, and I think we got it. We were very happy with the title we came up with on this one, by the way.
We were excited.
Secret Weapons of Mass Employment. And the whole idea here is your portfolio is there for one reason, to get employed, right? Either through a job, through freelance work, whatever you're trying to do. And hopefully you've kind of figured out what avenue you're making your portfolio in. So we want to go through those like secret weapon things that are like small little details, but those certainly do make like the biggest difference when it comes to being remembered and someone kind of referring you for that job or for that position.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do today.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and open this in here and switch over the screen so that you guys can see what we're going over.
Perfect.
And here we go. Let's see if this button works. There we go. And I said that because I was stalling because it wasn't working. So we did it. All right.
Getting good at this.
Nick. Yes.
Yeah. So page 2 is the first page here. And this is kind of our tip number 1. I love it when image cropping is totally dynamic from one picture to the next. So when you're laying out that wireframe of a case study, you want to make sure you're not filling each screen with the same weight, the same perspective, the same angles. So this variety of shifting from zoomed way out to zoom really close up and showing the details adds that variety. And I think a lot of the things that we've shown, particularly in the last few weeks, have that exact path of like leading your eye into the story. And to me, it's just much better variety and much better like storytelling when you do it that way.
Absolutely.
You agree?
Yep, I agree. And I think that even showing not necessarily like a close, like it's not like, oh, we need a medium crop and then a super close crop. Sometimes I love seeing portfolios and case studies that show something really far away where the logo is not the focus, that it's like a giant shelf of grocery things. And we have all these things and you just see like a little bit of your branding as a touch. To me, that's like, oh, that's cool that I see it in this broad context.
Yeah, it's a little naturaler. Like it doesn't feel so staged sometimes when it's like that.
Absolutely.
So consider that different backgrounds that are of the same family, whatever you want to do, but a great way to add variety and texture. Okay. Yep. Next one. And I'm using a great buddy of mine. This is Jordan Wilson from his case study. And this is the coolest thing. And my students have started to use this and they're having a ball with it too, because it's actually quite a fun thing to do. Yep. Don't just have a color palette and say orange, brown, blue 1, blue 2, right? Yep. Give your names, colors, great brand names. And some of these are so cool with his. He's got Apollo, Pacific, Mustang, Tang. For those of you who don't know, is a old fashioned orange drink, but even primer instead of like off-white. Just giving them things that are appropriate to the brand. Not only does your customer in the long run like it, but a potential employer or client will see this and think, yeah, that's a great idea. Like added value, totally for free. Just do it. I think it's a great idea.
And something to help you convince the client, if we're talking about secret weapons, this is one of my biggest ones because it creates buy-in with the client. And then you can talk about not necessarily just, hey, these are your colors, But think about in the future when you're trying to get something done, you can reference and have that language among your staff, among the teams that like, oh man, we need to make this shirt in the brick color so that we, the brick corresponds to how we connect with other people. And maybe Apollo connects how we talk about kid stuff or whatever it is, that you can help to use those as just terms that become well understood by everyone.
Totally agree. And you got them talking the language now, which is like job well done, right?
Exactly. And Chad, if you have ever put a fun color name
color
in there,
name,
let
us know.
It's one of my favorite things to do. So yes, let us know.
Awesome. The next one is it's basically real simple, but it's revealing what your superpower as a designer is. We've looked at a few resumes and our portfolios over the last few weeks, and as good as some of the work was, I think sometimes the first question is what is your superpower? What is the one thing I, as the viewer, need to know about you and it has to be really, really crystal clear. So are you a packaging guru? Are you a strategy specialist? Are you a UI UX master, hand lettering expert? Whatever you are, make it clear. No, you're not putting a headline going, I am a packaging guru. It's not that. It's show them with the work. They should understand that within the first or second case study. This person is an expert at packaging. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, and I think that the way to find this a lot of times is just ask your friends, or ask the design community. Like literally tweet out and be like, "Here's my link. What's my superpower?" Tweet to us, tag either of us, tag Adobe Office Hours, and try to figure out what is my superpower, and it's what people will say about you. People describe me for a long time as a fringe designer. And I was like, I would love for that to actually mean that I just like wear a lot of fringe.
Fringe.
But it is that like, cool. I know that my secret superpower is that I'm on that weird line of like fine art and design. So I'm going to lean into that and do more of this weird work that feels like it's on this weird kind of fringe zone.
And that's a cool like way to describe it, because let's say you didn't think of it that way, but someone telling you that makes it even extra creative. I think sometimes if someone can help you define who you are. So good point.
Yes. Don't let others define who you are, but let them help you find that.
The next one is quite relevant to what I've been doing lately. And in looking up some great research on this, I found that compressing your images and using some of these tools that help you compress your JPEGs will be better quality and better load times on your portfolio. And I've been a victim of this as well. I want to put the most grandest, 14 megabyte image on there so it looks great. But the problem is it's definitely going to take the speed time down, and then you don't want that pixelation showing when someone's on there. We don't want to lose them in 2 to 3 seconds if something hasn't loaded. So take the time as you're building all your assets, do the compressing of your JPEGs, and then load them up on Portfolio or whatever website you're using.
And you can do some safer web stuff out of Photoshop as well if you're working there. I'm guilty of this. Both of my websites just have giant images that I have not compressed at all. So I'm very much guilty of this. We are not out of these rules.
And test it out too. You might find that there's one on there on your site that's a little bit wonky or whatever. Take that image, try it on one of these sites, and see what happens. I've already found my entire front loading page with all of the big hero shots is loading almost twice as fast now after doing this. So definitely give that a shot. Great little secret weapon. Next one is, I think this is really important for anybody, specifically students, because I see this in agencies and I see this in really fine studios, but students are missing the mark here sometimes. And that's adding textures, patterns, and just grit, something in there so it's not just 100% vector and some photography. These two great examples just show what a subtle change in like linen paper in the background will do, or this overlapping of, ghosting back an image and putting line art over it. And this signature, there's something very textural and like pulls you in because it's adding so much more dimension. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah. And it helps me feel like it's something that I would see. There's something great that QVC, if you've seen the movie Joy, I believe it is, that they talk about, like, it's all about the hands. So it's all about people looking at your hands and thinking that they're theirs, if that makes sense. And so to me, whenever I see stuff applied on this, I, as the client, am thinking, oh man, I can see that on my coffee bag, or I can see that on my menu, that it helps me to see those hands of like, how is this going to be used and work?
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Next one. All right. So another thing we often forget is adding in editorial, adding in descriptive copy that describes either the project and the brand. And this could be the romance stuff. This doesn't have to be the stuff that you are using to portray or tell the viewer about the project you did and the scope of services you did. This is what the brand would use. This is what the company you're designing for would use in their marketing materials or in their menu. And some of the stuff here that I even use, the client didn't even ask for it, but I'm putting it in there because I want to make my case study that much more robust. So a lot of this stuff is just myself writing the copy and adding it to my case study, even when the client doesn't want. So don't let that be an excuse. I know we hear from a lot of people when they're presenting saying the client didn't want that, but it's like, it's still your portfolio.
Yep.
So add it.
Absolutely.
100%.
And instead of like,
Okay.
oh, this is a project for a tech company that I did as a student project. Like it's, in the heart of Silicon Valley, a new experience was on the way. Like it's just taking those things and just sweeping it. Like, yeah, let's put some spin on it.
Exactly. Cool. And my last one here is that human element. And again, too, we can look through a beautiful quick case study. And at the end, you're kind of going, I'm missing a human. There was no interaction between a customer or a user of that brand in your case study. So find a great way to do it. And if this means even making a mock-up and shooting some photography yourself, we all got great phones on, cameras on our phones. So take a few shots, bring it into reality, and it will turn it, specifically you students, it will turn that portfolio piece into something so much more real.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, sometimes you don't even need to show your product. We're going to look at one today that I think is a hemp-infused soap. And I'm going to give feedback that's basically like, I don't care if it's your project. I want to see a picture of someone that is like the shoulder shot of like this bar soap that they're like lathering up. Like it doesn't have to be your product, doesn't have to show your logo. Just give me the context of like where this is going to be used.
Perfect.
Cool. So something else that's really important to me is brand consistency across all platforms. So we're going to look at somebody who I think has great brand consistency, has great work. And this is also, for those of you that were asking, the way that we're going to highlight Adobe Portfolio. Again, it's free for 60 days. You can use it. And I'm going to kind of show how it converts from your Behance profile into a site. So we're looking today at Adam Grason. He runs Studio Grason. He's an incredible, amazing,
I think he's in the chat.
Illustrator. Is he in the chat? Hi, Adam.
I saw him earlier. Chime in, man.
So we're looking at some of his work. He has absolutely amazing work. Some stuff that's just like absolutely mind-blowing. I love following him. Some recent work that he did for ESPN, and he has really good case studies, which is great. But what I want to pay attention to here is the way that he brands himself consistently across the board. As you can see his style, you can see that the way he presents some of these projects, the way that his type is together, the colors that he's using, all that is together. And then we go over to his website, and this is, let me go back to projects. There we go. So this is the same thing, that it's warm, it's welcoming, it's fun, that what we see visually is also happening in his copy, in his headers, in his logo, in the type that he's using. Everything has that same personality. And this is actually an Adobe Portfolio website. So these projects that we're seeing here on his Behance profile, we come over here and it's the same projects, but they've been updated to fit this website look. That there are all kinds of different forms you can do, different formats you can do, and it will automate from Behance into a website for you. It will take all of the awesome case studies that you've built, all the images, and convert them over into something that is highly usable. And even
the flexibility is there too. You can change this up. He can put different statements and things in between all these entries by using the portfolio piece as well. So all these tips we're saying are completely available on there as well.
Yeah. And when you do this and you click through and you want to have consistent branding across the board, if we click through to his Instagram, I literally did the wrong one. I'm so sorry. It's Studio Grason. There we go. If you click through, and that's something that is feedback that we're actually going to do on another one, is make sure that all your links are working, going to the right profiles. And so his Instagram is actually Studio Grason. But we see here that it's the same thing, that his profile is giving us exactly who he is. And it's giving us the same vibes that we've seen on the Behance, on the website, now over into the Instagram. It all kind of goes together. So you want to be consistent across the board with everything that you do. And yes, Adobe Portfolio is free for 60 days. You can link it to your Behance account and get started there. Cool. Yeah. So Nick, are you ready to hop over into our portfolio reviews?
Oh, I think we're ready, man.
We talked a lot today. So first up, we have Sabeehah. I believe that's how we pronounce it. Sabeehah Kadjee. From Johannesburg, South Africa.
Wow.
We are going very global today. We are in South Africa. I believe we're going to India at one point. So we're bouncing all over the place. All right. So let's look at a project.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah. Let's start at FMMA, the polymorphic corporate identity.
Excellent.
My goodness, that's a good vocal warm-up. Polymorphic corporate identity. So today we're going to be trying to point out feedback, and when we give feedback, it's for everyone. It's not necessarily just for this person. It's for all of you to apply to your portfolios, to your case studies, and we're going to be trying to point out things that we see that are those secret weapons, or things that we can add that could be those secret weapons.
Gotcha. Perfect. So let's go through here. All right. So this is, I like the layout overall.
I do too, and we talked about, I think part of a secret weapon, especially online, not necessarily in a portfolio, but in case studies like this, is having good copy. And you have good explanation copy that helps me understand, what is this, what were you doing, what elements did you build, and kind of all together. That's a really great thing to have in here.
Yeah, it looks great. I love that it goes from, I'd say it might need a bit more of an impactful beginning rather than the big white bar and just very, very, very small little type there. Like, I'd love to see maybe the main hero image be the first thing we see in order, just to kind of really set the tone. I like that she's got a lot of good copy in there as well. How do you feel on the final logo identity? What's your thought?
Yeah, I love the way, so I like showing a system. So I actually would want to see more of this system right away. I think the logo's cool, but I love the idea that it scales to photography, sculpture, design, fine arts. I want to see the entirety of this system, like right up front, and then show how you've applied it underneath that.
Yeah, that would be a nice little thing. And maybe it could be a unique thing of, like, it could be more interactive, or it can be something that's showing those things in slide or something. You never know. My thought was the logo itself feels like the FM and the MA seem to be floating apart for some reason. Like, I'm missing some unity in there, or even overlap. I don't know. As just a logo sense is my first impression there. I do like it looks very museum though. That's the one thing I kind of, have you ever designed anything for like a museum in this way?
I have not, but it feels right. It feels right for a museum.
That's right. So I'm saying that because I've never have, and I think she's got a good job there. Yep. This brand manual looks way too good to be seeing it in these microscopic little.
Absolutely.
I know they go bigger and I can click on them and see them, but oh my gosh, these look like the strongest part of your case study. Yep. And I would love to see these bigger.
Yep.
Right.
And if you can, there are ways to put this into an interactive so that people can flip through, like doing something using a service called Issue that does like a digital PDF that you can actually flip through, or even mocking it up in XD and using an XD prototype to make it so that you can flip through as if it was an actual kind of brand standard manual. If you are going to show it, I don't need all of these. I think you can pare it down to bigger images of fewer of those.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea, because then like we go right into the stationary items, and we're seeing almost 4 pictures of what looks like, or 3 or 4 of the business cards. All you need is one, and get it bigger. I think here's a perfect example of everything cropped at about the same scale. I'd love to see something a little bit bigger, something a little bit further back, maybe a bit more variety with that.
Yep.
In that layout. Let's see.
And Keith, if you have questions, go ahead and just drop them in chat. And same with chat.
Sure.
If you have any questions, drop them in. Even if they're not related, we'll pop over and answer those questions for you. So another thing that's happening right here, and again, this is me having my hawk eye, is this red on the far left is a little bit darker than the rest of the reds. Just make sure that you're keeping that consistent if you're going to across the board.
Yep. Nice. Let's see. You know what's interesting is I hope that by bringing in, I think, some of those brand manuals a little bit bigger, including some of the typography treatments you have on like the big block red. I love that. Like I think I would love to see more of that and less of the logo just being used over and over and over again.
I agree.
Because then I love your, like, the website's fantastic. That's a really nice vibe. That looks really great. Maybe just showing off. There's that one image where it has the FMMA kind of reversed out in white on the red background. There's something so cool about this typography kind of treatment there. Get it out a little bit more. I think
Yep.
we can see a few more things, and this could be so much. Just tiny little tweaks can turn this to something more dynamic, right?
I agree. Yep. And I think
Yeah.
I would love to see some of the brand elements as slides in there pulled out. Like if you have the color palette, and again, the secret weapon of having this color palette, like blue, green, red, and yellow to me is like, oh, okay. Like they chose primaries, whatever. But if it's like Basquiat blue and like George Seurat green, like to me, that is like, oh, cool, they get it. Like these are specific things, and even sampling those colors from those pieces. That like, yes, it's a blue, yes, it's a green, but it's like, oh, this is the green from the George Seurat painting of like, this is the hills, the color of the green in the grass that he's using.
Perfect. Love that idea.
That. Yep.
Love that idea. Cool. So yeah, a little bit, just a bit more like tactile, a little bit more robustness in some of the delivery. And I think you're going to have a really winning case study here for sure.
Agreed. All right, cool. Let's keep trucking along.
Where to now?
With, let's look at the Alchemy soap. And I talked about this a little bit before.
Okay, great. Let's take a look. Very nice. Now there's a good intro.
This is a great intro header.
That's a great title slide. It looks like she's darkened it a little bit, so it's a little mysterious. Love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. All right, cool. So she's got a little bit of some sketching going on here. It looks a little interesting to me. Like that looks like chalkboard sketching.
It doesn't. It looks like the shadows got a little wonky.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, the type is way too small.
Yes.
And it's not. Oh, it is selectable. Okay. The type is way too small. So I would just increase that a lot.
And hey, you know what? Let's be honest. I've gone back and re-sketched stuff for case studies to make it look better. So.
Like,
let's be 100% real here, guys.
Yes. So I almost never sketch. I just think more in the system in my head and how the system goes together. And I usually end up doing the logo last. I'll build like, okay, here's how I want to visually communicate, and then what falls into that. And so 100%, I go back into case studies and do sketches after the fact all the time.
Yes.
To present to clients, to whatever, that I'm like, it's done. I'm going to make sketches so that we're like tracking along here. So I would just resketch these and photograph
100%.
them better.
Yeah, and do it. It could work out. Like it looks like, is the shadow something that was on the original images, or that's a little bit interesting? Yeah.
I think it was.
A little bit of a redo there, and make these. I think there's something so nice to show about a packaging solution, something you've done where you're showing that you maybe you were given the task to say, how will I lay out 4 bars in a box that's still got to be closable, it's got to be shippable, or whatever it is. Like put those tangents in there. Like tell me what was the problem, what did you solve with this, and you could do it in your sketching. This is really great.
Yeah, and I think the next set of images that you have. This is the professor being like, okay, you need to have like real world mock-ups too. And you're like, oh, you want mock-ups? I'll give you mock-ups. Like this is the ultimate, like
these
this
aren't
is
fake.
So
this is
good.
real.
Like, you killed it. This is like I'm getting 100% plus extra credit kind of effort, which you need. And I would just go in with that extra little bit. And again, this is the tiniest detail. That's what I like to point out in these. There's a little bit of glue that's happened here on the top one. And then you have some rough edges along the edges that are super easy to clean up in Photoshop.
Yes.
Just go in and touch those up and make it kind of really, really refined. But this is what Nick was talking about with putting it in context and being able to see it. Nick, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So are we still on the one with the 4 images together there? That one?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's almost repeating the same thing a little bit too much for me. I would say throw in one lifestyle image in this thing, show you got one nice close up. You've got one of the 6. It's almost like it just needs something more to add to its variety a little bit, for me at least, because I think knowing that you showed me this already at the top, then we're here and we're seeing that same box shot again in different ways. and then it's seen again at the bottom the same way. I'm almost wondering what else you can add to this to just give me a bit more, a bit more of a case study. Like, I don't know if it could be an advertisement for it. It could be some social media for it. Just so now I see it's a little more well-rounded. I love the brand guidelines look great.
That's fair.
The pages
I disagreed
there.
with you, but I get it now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Go ahead. What were you just gonna say?
So I was gonna say, like, I get it, and I almost think that it's, for me, that it's too much in one place. So like taking these great mock-ups and spacing them out more throughout your case study, I think could be helpful, that all these become breaks. I definitely, like I said, want to see someone in the shower with like this side crop of the soap going over the shoulder kind of thing. Like, turn it to that green or like the brown or whatever. And
good idea.
Like show me how I would use this. And really sell me on it being a real actual application.
Yes.
And flip these images. They're upside down. So flip them
I noticed those
Yeah.
there. Also too, like on the real close-up one where it has the band going over the green wrapped, that edge there too, if you still have these, you could probably do this in Photoshop, but what I like to do is maybe take a black marker and just go over those edges of the paper to just get rid of all the kind of the cut marks that are there a little bit. I know you were mentioning, and that one flap on the top right looks like it needs to be glued down a little bit. So just either go back and edit on Photoshop or take some new shots. The copy that's in between is too small and a little, it just gets way lost in the black sections there.
Make it big and like super like luxe. Like what you've done at the top
That's
header.
A perfect word.
Like just make it feel so like extravagantly fancy and make it shorter. And I think you actually need more of them. Like a couple
more breaks.
Yeah, little breaks that are just give me that like vibe that just feels like I'm just so expensive.
Like if you, I'm sure her paragraph probably has such good stuff to pull from. Break it up into 4 little like sentences. Get them bigger as like brand quotes that are they're pillars of who this brand is. And now we see that so much more naturally rather than me having to look and read a whole paragraph.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are great. I would love to see some like brand stuff on that, but I don't need it. All right, let's hop over into Jenny.
Yes. All right, Jenny.
Oh, we actually have a question. We have a question.
Yeah. Go for it.
I've rebranded and got rid of my old site. I've never used Adobe Portfolios or Behance. I feel a little behind in knowledge, even though I've built multiple websites from scratch in Dreamweaver. Keith, it's super, super easy. So like, I'll show you right now. We're going to detract for just a second.
Do it.
I'm going to go to Behance. I'm going to go to my Behance. Okay, let's go to Adams. And then
you don't have it bookmarked?
I know, right? So I have my Behance. I have case studies. It's super easy to build a case study in Behance. I can literally just go to create a project, and I can start dropping in files. I can start dropping in text, and it will just format it for me. All I have to do is click through to these, and it will start laying that out for me. And so once I have some of those projects in that you can see here, let's look at my back to school since this is office hours. You can put in GIFs. I have copy. I have a little bit of everything that I'm showing. This is a bad case study. Sorry, just look like this is terrible.
I know.
But once I have these projects in here, I literally click on this button over here, Edit Adobe Portfolio. And it's going to take me over here, and I can choose and say, okay, I want to edit this site, which is me. And from here, I can go to themes and simply choose a theme that I like. And so let's say that I really like this one right here. I'm going to hit continue editing. And now my new site is formatted in the new way. So it's super, super quick, super easy. I just built a website in a matter of 5 minutes. Like, sure, I had the case studies done, but you can do that in a few hours. So you're not too far away from having your own custom website. Use Adobe Portfolio, free for 60 days.
Yep. So you're populating buckets for your projects, and then you populate it right onto a portfolio site.
Absolutely.
Couldn't be easier, man.
Yep.
Such a great tool.
Let's hop over to Jenny Aylward.
All right, Jenny.
Jenny, if you're in the chat, say hello to us.
Yeah,
we're going to
let
give
us
you some
know.
feedback and take a look at your website. Jeremy,
Definitely.
any thoughts off the bat? Sorry, not Jeremy. Nicholas. Sorry, I was on with Jeremy yesterday, and then I was looking at the word Jenny, and then
yes, so you
name.
Boom. You got it, man. I'll give you that one. So I'm just going to scroll right through the homepage. And I do like that it's very simplistic. I think the logo feels maybe a bit on the student side to me. I think maybe just seeing it static with your name up on the top there could be a better solution. Not so big. Let your work speak for itself. The logo, I know we get proud of what we do when we make our first logo. I would kind of hold back a little bit. Just have it nice and subtle up there with your name, and then show me you got all that white space to be the billboard. You can't lose that opportunity to impress somebody there.
Yep.
So get your best work, fun picture up there. Let it be like, and that tells me that's Jenny. Saying I am Jenny doesn't tell me anything, right?
Exactly. Or show me Jenny.
Yeah, show me Jenny.
Put a picture.
Jenny, come on down.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to do minimalism like this, I think it has to fit your brand.
Yes.
Like, I think that if you are edgy, or if you are trying to be like that evocative, like provocative kind of thing, like I could do this header and literally have like, I'm Hawk, I'm everything. And like,
Yeah.
to me, that fits my brand because I am edgy, I'm bold, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in the middle of like, I'm an aspiring UX designer, what segments you
Yes.
from everyone else? And that is a
Yes.
secret weapon that we can talk about is, you need that thing of finding your superpower, and this is where you sell that superpower, right? This is where you're applying to be in the Avengers, and you're Spider-Man, and they're like, okay, I guess so. And you're like, no, I can literally climb up walls and like leap buildings in a single bound. That's Superman's thing. But like,
yeah, yep,
that's
exactly.
what you need to sell what you can do there.
Yeah, I like that there's structure, and she's showing off her case studies. I would say that the type treatment that pops up feels very generic, the static in progress. And also too, if it's in progress, I'm not sure if that's maybe something, maybe you got it in there just for us to kind of look at, or I'm not sure, but I wouldn't put it in there unless it was 100% done. That's just my take. Do you feel the same?
I feel the same.
Or not the first one, at least.
Yeah, not the first one. Maybe put it lower. Unless it's something that like you're tracking along and have like documentation, like you're like doing videos, or it's a series, or like it's something that's happening consistently. I wouldn't put it in there, or put it lower on there.
Yeah. Which one do you want to get into?
Yeah, this is a great question for Brady.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of things called case studies. What would you define as a case study, Nick?
Brady, I thought we've gone over this. I know, Brady. A case study is literally it's a chapter of a book. If you look at a book and you break it up into chapters, the chapter is describing everything you did for that one project, from the objective, the challenge, the process, and the final execution.
Yep.
It's literally bundling it in a little story, and you go from one to the next to the next.
Exactly. Yep. It's just featuring and telling people how you think and what you do.
Yeah.
Let's hop into Trailbyte. Just
Okay.
because I love the name. I think it's super fun.
Interesting. Let's see what this is.
Trailbyte,
okay.
And I like the way that you're describing this. I don't like the way that your type is laid out. I like it when things can breathe. I am like have too much oxygen. There is too much breathing here. But a zero waste circular backpacking meal system. That's a cool idea.
Okay.
I do like that that's up there. It definitely intrigues me, but again, there's so much white space that I want to see it. Like I look at this cool thing on the site that it's like, oh,
then
there's
it takes
cool
a while.
Image, and I click it, and then I'm like, okay, where's the thing?
So again, that hero billboard teaser would be great in the first quarter of the page, right?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's a zero waste circular backpacking meal system. Great. Okay. So she's got a lot of good data here, and I think this is neat. I wonder if it's just the order. Like, do you give us that tease, show some sketches, do a chart or two of data, then boom, here it is. Let me break it down.
Yep. I do. I think that legitimately your case study is inversed. Like flip the entire thing. Because I was kind of scrolling through the process and I'm like, okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. These are cool explorations. That might be interesting. Okay, visual explorations. Okay, cool. Like these are ideas. I'm going to like, my expectations are already low. I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's going to be like, a student project. It's got these kind of rough ideas. And then I look at this like image that it's on these rocks and built, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would flip it. Like give us the good stuff before, sell us on this is my superpower, this is what I do, and this is how amazing it is, and then tell us how you got there after that. So literally flip this.
Yeah, I would say I've had a second to digest everything. So my positives are you have a great idea. number one. I don't care how great your thing looks. If you don't have a great idea, it's kind of a snooze fest, right? This is a great idea.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just scrolling and saw the
Yeah.
thing. Like you pour water into it and then it like makes a
Yeah.
meal. This is
Yep.
amazing.
So there is an idea here that is just out of this world. I love that another positive is I love that you took pictures outside. You made actual samples that look like they could probably work. You're pouring water in. I see you eating out of it. This looks fantastic. Now, the dark side. The branding is just not there. Maybe even the name is just a little bit odd.
I think trilobite is genius.
You do. Oh, see,
because it's a play on like a trilobite because of the shape.
Yeah, I wonder too. It's just like if it's this in naming, I'm always a stickler for it being easy to remember, easy to pronounce, and easy to spell. And if it can't, can it be referred? Can you tell someone about it and just talk and they'll be able to find it? So I don't know. It's just maybe if she has, I'm sure she might have some stuff in here that she came up with, maybe other names. I have no idea. Just personal preference, I would say. Yes. But the brand part of it, the logo and the typography, you got this beautiful idea to give an incredible personality to it. And I feel like you did all this work, and I love your color theory. You got great inspiration shots, but you need a logo that's going to just nail this thing.
Yep.
Nail it.
And I think maybe with a better logo that does show that trail idea or that trilobite idea, I think that might help sell the name to remind us of what it is.
Yes.
I definitely disagree with Nick that it's amazing, but that's up to you. That's why, like, if you have professors that are telling you things, like, you can disagree with them and do whatever you want. Like, stay true to what your vision is for it.
Yeah.
But I do think if you're going to stick to it, I think the logo does need to be better, and it needs to lean more into either the trail idea or the trilobite idea to help communicate that. Or make a logo and change the name.
I have an idea.
Yes, tell me.
She needs a demo video showing this thing in action.
Oh, do a video. Oh my gosh.
100%. Your little grid that you have all of those prototypes with the black tape on it. I want to see a documentary on that. Okay. Yeah. So that's incredible. All right. And also I'm not sure if you mentioned it somewhere, but it looks like they're stackable, because anybody would tell you a package like that with this pointed top would not be merchandisable.
Yeah.
But you are showing a picture where it looks like maybe it's concaved in the bottom, so they stack perfectly.
And you
got to show that, because a retailer would see this right off the bat and be like, I can't put that on my shelves. Now they can say, yep, I can.
Yep, 100%.
So pictures, idea, execution, flawless, but you got to polish that brand up 100%.
This could be a awesome, amazing, award-winning case study. I think the idea is so amazing. You just need to polish it a lot.
Totally.
And flip it upside down. Video first, cool stuff, and then
great job though. Yep. Really something else.
Yep.
How are we doing on time? Okay, we got 15 minutes.
We're okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're on YouTube, I popped over there right now, and I saw a couple of you guys hanging out in that YouTube chat.
Get on over to
Wrong
Behance.
Place. Yeah, hop over to Behance. You can join in our chat there. We have great people in here, like our friend Brady Dando. Don't you want to meet Brady? Brady wants to meet you. Come over to the Behance chat. Cool. Let's look at one more, and let's look at a UX project.
Sure.
I think people always want to see.
She got a few of them there. Yeah.
More UX.
You pick it. Want to do IKEA, static, or Realm?
Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the homepage. There we go. Let's look at IKEA.
All right.
IKEA, as they say in other places. I was in Belgium, and it was IKEA, and I was like, huh.
Wow. All right.
I think same thing. It goes right into the research, and I don't mean this in a mean way. It goes straight into the research, and I stop caring immediately. I'm like, this is so much and so overwhelming and so many words, and there's highlighted stuff, and okay, what are you going to do with it? I'm already out.
So this is the IKEA app redesign. I think you got to rename the title of this project, because I was expecting an IKEA redesign.
Yep.
So let's call it the app redesign. I think, you get right into the negative first, and I get that that's your objective. But what I would again do is show a beautiful hero teaser at the top. And then objective could be, we wanted to help IKEA improve their app design, because unfortunately it is terribly reviewed. And I like that she's showing the reviews. That's kind of cool. I don't think we need to see 6 or 7,
I agree.
3 nicely spaced out. Keep a grid in order here. And then I think you get into goals and accomplish with is just like floating there. It's not. Um, I think this goes back to the last one we just looked at. I'd love to see you structure this out on paper and on grid first before you move to the website,
I
because
agree.
I think you're missing some important flow and hierarchy.
Yep, it's good work, but it doesn't draw me in. You need to like take me
Yeah,
by the hand and walk me through it. And I
yeah,
feel like I'm in IKEA and there aren't any arrows on the floor. And I'm just like,
yes,
if I cut through here, suddenly I'm in a kitchen. Like I wanted to be in the living room.
yes,
Really walk me through it. And so
yes.
we have to keep pushing through. I want to show this video of the prototype real quick. Nick,
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
mute you just in case there's music on this. So give
it's
me just a second.
nothing. There's nothing there.
Okay, yes, there is. Let me mute this. All right, cool. And now you're back.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So this is showing and walking us through, which I think is great.
I like what I'm seeing.
Oh yes.
It's
Oh, can
moving
you?
well.
Yes. There's a weird sound happening. I don't know what that is, but it's fine.
In
It's
my
okay.
mic.
Maybe. Okay. So this is cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think this to me again is like, wow, this is an amazing solution. But I didn't get that from the case study. I would make GIFs of some of this stuff and put it in there. Like, really show me up front how you've made it better because you have made it
Yeah,
so much better.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
All
All
right. We
right,
gotta
cool.
push on to the next one. Great job, Jenny. You have amazing
Yes,
work. Just leveling up the treating the case studies like you're treating your work would be so much better.
absolutely.
All
Well
right.
said.
Over to our friend Julianne Herbert.
Yes.
I actually
Name.
have, and maybe I'll show you next stream because we don't have time today. I have a sculpture, and his name is Herbert, and he is an ice cream cone that is a snail. So I don't know. That just reminded me. I'll show you next week. If you come back to Adobe Office Hours, I'll have Herbert on the stream as well.
There you go.
All right, cool. Let's take a look at her homepage. Any initial thoughts, Nick?
I feel a confidence. I definitely feel a confidence here. I like that she's put everything on a welcoming page. There's nowhere to. I feel like all I can do is go right into work, but it might be a little bit confusing as where I do go first. It's almost maybe too simple. Where the minimal, I think that minimal thing can get a little risky sometimes.
I
What do you
agree.
think?
Yep, I
Okay.
agree. There is some really great work here. I don't know where to click. And it looks like one of your images, maybe for Amy. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's one slide for me that's just white. And so
Yes.
figuring out what that is,
Oh,
um,
insight. Yeah.
like on the homepage, it
Yes.
kind of just goes blank for a second. And
Mm-hmm.
so making sure that you look at what that is, the work's really amazing, but I want more. I want to be able to scroll. I don't just want a splash page. I want to be able to like go somewhere of like, maybe who are you, put your about below here, put some like your Instagram feed or something so that I can
And
have
some
more.
connective connections or anything else, contact.
Exactly.
That would
Yeah.
be, that's all you need.
Yep. Let's hop into Folk House Brewing and take a
Let's
look
do
at a
it.
case study.
All right, cool. So here we are. All right. So instantly, is this work doing the same for you? You get an arrow and you have to scroll before you see any visual.
Yes.
And what do you think of that?
I want to see a header. I want to see a big image on top, especially this like white image that you have here. Literally putting it on top of that type will make it look like it's flowing down as like
Yes.
one kind of image together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. She has the same exact tagline of brewery that we did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Legends aren't bored, they're brewed. Oh my gosh, that is so fun. I was reading that going, why does that sound so familiar?
Hey, Jonathan. I do like the layout here. Something that I do suggest for students, especially that are trying to get internships and trying to get jobs, if you've won an award or a recognition, put put it like big and bold like that.
Yes.
Like literally put it as much as you can. Here's what it is. And that goes for as well. Let's look real quick. Sorry, at Adam Grason's Behance. Oh, I closed it. Oh, dang it. Oh wait, no, it's here. Adam Grason on Behance. So he has a bunch of these little flags up here. That means that they've been featured in different categories for Behance. If you publish a Behance project and it gets featured, 100% be like featured on Behance with Adobe. Like who cares? Name drop as
Yeah.
much as you possibly
Yeah.
can to help you get those recognitions.
Yes. Yeah. So this is really something, because I'm looking closely at stuff of this, and I can see these were mock-ups, and that's really great. I'm assuming they were. Yeah, student award. Okay, good, awesome. Because at first glance, I thought, wow, this is a production ready thing, and then in the close-ups, I can see some of the labels.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like, kudos to you for building these things, making real ones, spending the time to get printouts and all that, which is fantastic. I love that.
I think
this. Go ahead.
The fade in is not working for me as I go
Yeah.
through images. Like, just have the images up there.
Yeah.
Because your mockups are so good, I don't want to have to wait for them. I just want to see them.
Yeah. I think I'd love to see, instead of paragraph talking about it, what if it was more iconic, almost infographic style, telling me about the brand pillar? So if you told me in 3 little graphics that this brand was supposed to be A, B, and C, then I can read through here and go, successful. You did that. Like, those little things can be a great little thing. You no color, which I think is daring. I think that's really cool.
I love it.
Maybe what I would do is show, let's see. I think it would be fun to do maybe metallic, either gold, silvers, and bronze cans that are completely different from the black. A way of separating, because I think some brands can get away with this, but I think a brewery is going to have so much extension. You're talking 2 to 3 new beers a month. The overall black vibe, and not being able to tell me, maybe a color splash in there to tell me the variety. So I know that ales are golden, and I know IPAs or hoppies are green, something like that. Could be it could be even the bottle cap. The bottle cap could be a different color, something different.
Yep. And I'm dying for the love that all is design. Put these on playing cards. Do a deck of playing cards and put these on there. That's how you can incorporate some color. It's a nice little out of the box thing that, like, maybe this goes in every pack that you buy or something. I think it's great work. Please make these playing cards. Show me if it's inspired by playing cards. Why not put it on playing cards? Just show me more and give me more to see. All right, let's hop into one more real quick.
You want to pick it?
Let's do Eastside Flea Market, because I think it's super
fun.
Ooh,
I want to see that. Ooh, I love this logo.
Again, same thing. I want to see it big at the top.
Just get rid of that. Let it be the first thing we see. This is gorgeous. Yes. It's very Adam. This is very Adam looking. Do you agree?
It's true. Yeah, it has that kind of like
I love that
kind of thing. It is. Yeah,
really cool looking. That's really nice. Love the brick. That's fantastic.
Yep. You've put it on a person. I'm literally wearing that t-shirt right now. And I thought about, like, oh yeah, man, that looks like that shirt looks like it fits well. Like, I would totally wear something like that. Like, I put myself in that shirt. So that's great to show your work on something that people can put themselves in.
Yeah. A few things I would do is I'd get that, that 3 poster on the mint green much higher up. That to me not only shows the execution of the brand other than just the logo, but I feel I need to see that before maybe the shirt and the tote and the sign, because all I'm seeing is Eastside Flea, Eastside Flea, Eastside Flea. I need to see something that shows me a little bit more extension in the brand.
Yep.
But wow, this is
and here's so showing that it's Christmas. It's also the what is it, summer? It's also autumn. Like, showing
really
me that is like,
seasonal.
Oh man, they know how to think. They know how to think about a system, not just like make good graphics.
We just had that conversation with social media with a client today about changing social media to seasonal stuff. And all it is could be color changing. She's did a perfect job there in showing all her fruits and vegetables turning into like Christmas bulbs and everything. Oh, and look at the hand type kind of thing at the end.
This is the perfect example that we've talked about a couple times, is show us why it's cool and then show us how you got there. That I love.
Yes.
I'm so attached to the brand that then seeing how you got there is like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I love that you showed that, because I was almost guaranteeing that was probably a font that you found. But the fact that you have custom lettering in that thing is just out of this world. That's gorgeous. Just beautiful. Yep. Really good. Awesome.
Yeah, good job. So today we went over secret weapons to incorporate into your case studies, to put in your portfolios for your pitches. And next week, Nick, what are we doing next week?
Ooh, next week we're going to talk about pitching. That's the best part. I love that.
I'll probably sing just because it feels right for a pitch off.
Yeah. Can we give some homework?
Yes,
This
give
would be
homework.
great. Guys, watch this episode called The Carousel, the Mad Men series. It is the most beautifully done pitch you will ever
Yes,
see in your
I
life,
agree.
and it will mean everything to you. It's called The Carousel episode of Mad Men. Watch it before next week. That's your homework.
Yeah, let us know. And
Yeah.
definitely go ahead and post using hashtag Adobe Office Hours. Send us your work, send us your portfolios. Who knows? Send us a video of you pitching one of your ideas.
Ooh.
Yeah, like let us know. Do kind of change it up. And next week we'll be doing the pitches. I think Nick or I will be pitching an idea so that you can see how we pitch, how we present, and maybe take some inspiration from that when you go into your clients. So come back here, same time, same place next week. And don't forget, next Monday, daily creative challenges for Illustrator. I will be your guide as we launch into space. So make sure that you come back and check that out. Nick, any closing thoughts or remarks overall from today?
Oh man, I hope this has been good. I've taken notes. To be honest with you guys, I'm redesigning my entire portfolio since we started this. So I'm right there with you guys. This is like learning is the best by sharing through all these things, and thanking all these people for showing, allowing us to grill and show off their work. This is awesome.
Yep. All right. Well, we will see you again next week. Again, we are Andrew Hochradel and Nick Longo, and this is Office Hours. So thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye, guys.
That was really fast. Oh, my mic is still on. Hey, everybody. Here's me talking about how fast it went. All right. Have a good day. Bye.